Hello, my students. Today, inshallah, we have a grammar, which is the present simple, and of course, today, inshallah, we have present continuous today, inshallah. So let's start our session today by present the present simple. The present simple. We use the present simple to talk about habits and repeated actions. The actions that repeated actions, it means that the actions that you do it every day. For example, if I meet Ali every Friday. So if you meet your friend every Friday, every day, every Monday, and so on, it's a habit or repeated action. We use the present simple to talk about it. Number two, force. We use the present simple to talk about a daily routine. Like what? I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. Maybe I play football every day. Maybe I play tennis every day, and so on. Number three, we use the present simple to talk about timetables and programs in the future. So we use the present simple to talk about timetables or actions that will happen in the future. If it's a timetable, like the first lesson starts at 8:45, maybe the match starts at 9 o'clock. Maybe the party starts, maybe the party ends, and so on. So, number four, of course, we use the present simple to talk about the general truth and laws of nature. Truth like leaves fall and autumn. And we have he goes to the club. If we want to talk about the form of the present simple, of course, you know that if I have he or she or it or singular noun, it means maybe Ali, Ahmed, Muhammad, Mona. It's just single, يعني it means just one. If we have he or she or it or any singular person, we use verb plus s, es, ies. For example, he goes to the club. Here the verb is goes. The verb ends with es. Why? Because we have he at the beginning. He is a subject and the goes is the verb, but the verb here ends with es because we have he at the beginning. Also, if we have I, you, we, they, and any plural noun, it means if I have more than one, like what? Like maybe Ahmed and Muhammad, Mona and Salwa. If we have students, for example, so if I have any one of them, I, we, they, and you, or any plural, we use the infinitive form. Infinitive form, it means that we have the verb without s or es or ias or anything at the end of the verb, the infinitive form of the verb without anything at the end. For example, if I'm talking about I go or goes, no, it will be I go to the club. Why I go to the club without es? Because it's I. But here we used es because we have he. How about the negative form? Negative, it means not. So if we have he or she or it at the beginning or any singular noun, we use doesn't, but doesn't plus an infinitive form. For example, if we if we want to use not here to make it in the negative form, he goes to the club. If we want to use not, so it will be what? Excellent. It will be doesn't. He doesn't go to the club. Again, if we have he or she or it or any singular noun and we want to use not here, it means that we are going to use doesn't, but doesn't, we must use the infinitive after doesn't. I can't say he doesn't goes to the club. No, it's wrong. I can't use it. So I have to say he doesn't go to the club without using es. After that, if I have I, you, we, and they, and any plural, we use what? We use excellent, don't plus infinitive. So I go to the club. I go to the club, and if I want to use not here, it means that I'm going to say I don't go to the club. So I go to the club. If I want to use not, it will be I don't go to the club. And of course, as you see that we have after we have don't here and after don't infinitive form without s. For example, again, he doesn't go to the club, and I don't go to the club. How about a yes or no question? Does the plus subject, the subject maybe he or she or it or any singular form, and after it an infinitive. If I have the subject I, we, they, and you, we use do with them, and after them, of course, the infinitive. How about the WH question? WH, it means what, where, when, who, and so on. WH plus do if I have I, we, they, and you, and WH plus does if I have he or she or it. For example, here, if I'm talking about does he go to the club? If I want, and of course the answer it will be yes he does or no he doesn't. If I want to use do you go to the club? And of course the answer it will be yes I do or no I don't. How about the WH? As I told you, WH after it, do or does, it's according to the subject. If the subject is he or she or it or any singular, we use does, WH plus does. I can use WH plus do if the subject is I, we, they, and you. For example, how do you go to school? How does he go to school or go to the club? We have some keywords to talk about the present simple, which is every day or every week, every year, every Friday, every Monday, and so on. And that's we call it repeated action or habit or maybe daily routine. So on Mondays or at the end, we have always and usually, regularly, normally, often, and sometimes, maybe occasionally, maybe rarely, maybe seldom, maybe never. We use these keywords to talk about the present simple. Of course, today, inshallah, we have the present continuous, which is the usage. It means that when can we use the present continuous? Number one, we use it to talk about things happening at the moment. So, for example, if you are eating now, it means that I'm eating my breakfast now. I'm playing football at the moment. He is studying English at present. So we use it to talk about things that happening at the moment of talking. For example, Ali or Tam is watching TV at the moment. He is watching it right now. It's not a habit. It's not a daily routine. It's an action and it's happening right now. So we use the present continuous to talk about it. But if it's a habit, we use the present simple to talk about it. Number two, for temporary situation like what? I'm traveling to Alex for 2 weeks. It's a temporary situation. Number three, for fixed arrangements in the near future. If I have something and I arrange it to do it, so I use the present continuous to talk about it. For example, we are traveling around here this month. Number four, we use it with adverbs such as always, to express anger or irritation at the repeated action. You are always annoying. The form of the present continuous is subject. Subject, it means he or she or it, and so on. He or she or it, and we, they, and you, and so on. After them, am, is, or after them, ing. Of course, you know that I use am with I use as with he or she or it or any singular, and I use are with you, we, they, and you, and any plural. And I told you before what the meaning of singular and plural. Singular, it means just one. Plural, it means more than one. For example, singular is Ahmed. Plural, maybe students, maybe Ahmed and Ali, and so on. After them, the verb plus ing. For example, they are reading books at the moment. If I want to use he is reading a book at the moment. If I want to use am, I'm reading a book at the moment. About the negative form, the only thing I can do it, I put not after am or is or are plus a verb ing. For example, if I want to use not here, it will be they are not reading or they aren't. They are not or they aren't reading books at the moment, or he isn't reading, or I'm not reading a book at the moment. How about a yes or no question? The form of it. I put am or is or are at the beginning. After them, the subject. The subject may be he or she or it or we, they, and so on. After them, the verb ing. For example, if I want to use the question here, yes or no question, it means that I put or at the beginning and the day after or. So I have to say, are they reading books at the moment? And the answer, it will be yes or no. Yes, they are, or no, they aren't. How about if how about is he is reading a book at the moment? Is he reading a book at the moment? How about the WH question? So I put WH at the beginning, and after it am or is or are plus the subject plus the verb ing. So here I can use what, and I can say what are they reading at the moment. Maybe I can use when they are reading books. We have some keywords to talk about the present tense. Number one, at present, or currently, at the moment, at the present, nowadays, this year, tomorrow, tonight, next week, next year, and maybe now or right now. So let's make a revision about our session today, inshallah. We talked about today. We talked about the present simple and the present continuous. I told you the present simple we use it to talk about habits or daily routine or facts, and I use the present continuous to talk about things that I'm doing it maybe right now, or things I arranged to do it in the future. For example, if I want to use the present simple, maybe I can say I play football every day. So it's present simple. If I'm talking about the present continuous, so I use the present continuous to talk about actions that I'm doing at the moment of talking, I can say I'm playing football right now. If I have a negative in the present simple, I need to use don't or doesn't. In the present continuous, am is are plus not. If I want to make a question, yes or no question, in present simple, I use do or does. In the present continuous, I use is or are, am at the beginning. If I want to use a WH question, in the present simple, I put the WH after it, do or does, and in the present continuous, I use am or is or are. Thank you so much, my students, about today, and see you next time, inshallah.